it going? Are you ready to take your business to six figures and beyond? Yeah, or heck yeah. Drop a big fat yes in the comments below, because today's Go Live to Attract Your Tribe series is going to be amazing. Can you already tell? Because this lady right here is totally unfreaking stoppable. Going from being a second grade teacher to a seven-figure business owner. Like, she grew this baby by herself, right? And video marketing is what catapulted her empire. So it's going to be a good one. So click the share button right now, because your team is going to want to hear this episode for shizzle. I am Michelle Fernandez, and if it's your first time here, drop a big hello, say hi, tell me where you're coming in from. I would love to meet you. And for those of you who are coming back, say hi. I am all about helping you build confidence on live video so you can grow those high quality prospects over to you and grow a profitable business. So please give my mentor and my friend a big hello. Kate McShay, how are you doing?
Hey, Michelle. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Hi.
Yeah, share some emojis, because like I say, emojis is such a great thing to do. It just makes the world a better place, right?
Physical emojis right now. There's my heart one. Super happy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm super excited because the Go Live challenge starts Monday. Wait, do you not know about the challenge? If you're not in the challenge, make sure you sign up.
Because I want to know more about that.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a 5-day, totally free live video challenge where I'm going to be teaching you some of the do's and the don'ts and different video styles. And we're going to practice inside the private Facebook group that I have going on. It's a total no judgy zone. So you can feel comfortable, get confident to actually go live on your own page and get those high quality prospects reaching out to you. Oh, look, Brenda's already signed up for the challenge. Super cool.
Nice.
Oh, look, Debbie's like, two of my most favorite people. So sweet.
Love you.
Let's see. Lisa. Oh, Lisa's going to have to watch the replay. Lisa, we need to pick a better time for you next time. All right, cool. So if you're already in the challenge, comment I am in below so I can look for you in the group and hold you accountable, because that's the other thing that this is all about, right? Because consistency is key, especially with live video. So yay. All right, cool. So Kate, can you please tell the listeners, for anybody that doesn't know you, that's in the house, like a little bit about you and what your journey has been?
Sure, absolutely. First of all, I have to say, before I even introduce myself, thank you so much, Michelle, for having me on, and for doing this, for not even just having me on, but I've been watching what you've been doing and everyone you've been interviewing, and you're giving so much value to everyone that's coming on. So make sure that you guys comment in and you give Michelle some love too, because, I hope we get into this, but this is like one of the main important things about doing video and about creating connection, about providing value for your people to help other people rise up and to help other people grow. And so thank you so much for having me on. I always have a good time when I'm hanging out with you, which is great. And so let's see, a little bit about me. So as Michelle said, I'm a previous second grade teacher turned entrepreneur. How many of you, drop a 1 in the comments if you didn't think you were a natural entrepreneur? Like, if you thought you were always meant to be something else. Like, I knew deep down in my core, I was always meant to be a teacher. Like, that's what I thought. If I had stayed in the same classroom that was my thought, is I was going to get a teaching job, stay in the same classroom for as many years as I was blessed to be able to be there. And then, I would live my life. And so I'm sure that there's a lot of you in here that are watching this or watching the replay that could feel the same way. I know there's natural entrepreneurs out there that were like selling gum for, buying it for 25 cents, selling it for 50 on the playground. That was not me. In fact, I actually came into this space. I came in through network marketing and actually through my husband. My husband, Andrew, helped us grow this business, and he was actually the visionary in the beginning. We wanted a little extra side hustle, side income, because I was working 4 jobs, and he was working 3 jobs in our early 20s, just trying to pay the bills. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? We never saw each other, like, ever. But that's how our brains function. That's what we thought. Like, you go to school, you get a good job, and if you need more money, you just go get more jobs. Mm-hmm. Until we realized we weren't happy not seeing each other. We loved each other, and we knew that when we had a family, we weren't going to be able to see our families if we kept going that way, right? Because as you have children, expenses grow. So I really didn't have any more time to get any more jobs. And then my husband and I moved across the country. At that point, I was at a crossroads. And I don't know if any of you have ever felt this way before, where you just weren't sure if you wanted to continue on the path you were going on. So for me, it was, I knew we were going to be moving around a lot. I have to get recertified in multiple states. I loved teaching. I just didn't know if I wanted to continue to keep doing that when we were going to be having a family at some point. And so Andrew introduced me to the beautiful world of network marketing. And I failed miserably, for about 12 months, and then got mentorship, got guidance on how to do things right. And then we grew a 6-figure business in less than 12 months. And now we have a 7-figure business where we basically teach other business owners how to, build their businesses online. So it's been really fun. I've been blessed to be able to now work with Michelle for 2 years. She is I can say badass, right? Well, I just did.
Yes, it's my too late.
I ain't having a snort. Oh, this is awesome. She's a badass, and she's basically showing you exactly what you need to be doing as a business owner in order to attract your tribe and in order to grow your following, grow your presence, and make more impact. So I couldn't be more happy for you and everything that you're doing and who you've grown into and become. So that's the stuff that gets me really, really fired up now, which is great.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And thank you, of course, for joining me, because it's just an honor for you to be here with me, And and it's funny, and I just want to share this with you all, is that, we look up to Kate. Like, I remember at the first summit that you had, because Summit 3 is right around the corner coming January, right? And I remember sitting in the front row, because you have to give VIP hello.
Yes, super important. Oh no, did I lose you? Can you guys still hear Michelle?
I can hear you. Did you go?
It must have been. Yeah, I can hear you now.
There you go. Okay.
Talk like
this. So I remember sitting up front and just totally being in awe of what you've done. And then now for these past 2 years, just how much you've even grown. So we look at these big 6-7 figure earners, but there's still so much more potential. Hence the name of this episode, 6 Figures and Beyond, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the reason that network marketers should use live video as part of their marketing strategy?
Yeah.
What's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good question, because I actually hear that question a lot. Like, do I have to do live video? What's the purpose for me doing live video? One of the biggest things that I've learned is, in this business, you can either build your business and grow it as slow as you possibly want or as quickly as you possibly want. And for me, success loves speed. It makes perfect sense to do anything possible to, I guess you could call it, ignite your business, create momentum, get yourself moving forward. And what I started paying attention to, and the reason I'm sharing it this way, is I want all of you that are on here, or all of you that are listening to the replay, think about how you think about your business. Pay attention to what other people do, because more often than not, especially if you're starting to see them consistently do something, they're having success with it. So when it comes to business, and when it comes to the cool thing of live streaming, just really only being a few years old, I actually didn't go live for a significantly long time. So Twitter came out first, right? Periscope came out first. And that was the first live streaming platform. And I wanted nothing to do with it because who would want to go live? Who would want to snort in front of
Right.
the camera when you can have a perfectly good video where you can take 752 takes. And so
Exactly.
like, duh. So live video, no joke, scared the what out of me. And then what I started to do is I started to take myself and my thoughts and my feelings out of it. And I started to identify and evaluate and look at, well, okay, look at all of these people who are using Periscope, and then Facebook Live came out, and who are using Facebook Live, and look at what they're able to do. Look at how many people they're able to reach. Because here's what I think when it comes to the network marketing side of things. I think of the internet as a new vehicle to build relationships with more people. Like if you stop thinking about the internet as this scary technical thing, right? This thing that is super scary and technical. Facebook Lives don't have any coding in them. They don't have any, mass wizardry that you have to do. You have to, hit a button, fill in a description, and then go live. Like right. The simplicity of it is what I love. And when I started to look at the internet, because I felt the same way, like no way, no how am I going to put myself out there? Because what would happen if, one of my family members sees, oh shoot, like what if one of them sees that? I remember being like that. And then I started to realize, wow, this is a whole new vehicle where I can expose my value. I can share who I am. Because if you're in network marketing, how many of you are in network marketing, by the way? Drop a 5. I want to know if you're in network marketing, because it's such an awesome, awesome profession, as Eric Worre calls it, and I agree with him. It's a new vehicle. It's a new way to expose yourself to more people, to build relationships who might be interested in being a customer or a business builder. So my thought is, wouldn't it make sense to do whatever's possible and capitalize on what's hot? Like that's what I think of when I think of Facebook Live. Is Facebook live streaming is not going away. Live streaming is going to be, honestly, I think I think it'll be around for decades to come. And it may be in an even more cool way in the future, but people want real time. They want right now. They want hanging out with you. That's the reason. So just think of it as like meeting somebody in a mall, but they get a chance to watch you and connect with you. It's an instant rapport builder, but also instant authority status. Like it kicks you up a notch. That's what I think.
Yeah. We're going to talk about authority in just a minute. So I want to know even if you've done live video before, like what is your biggest fear? Like what is the obstacle that is stopping you from going live? Drop them in the comments below, because then one of the next questions I'm going to ask Kate is how to move forward or get over that fear, if you will, any hesitations that you have. And Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, and I did say it on one of the other episodes, but I did try Periscope for a while, and I'll never forget, because I got the Diva reading light, because it's all about the lighting, and my room's very dark, and I could not, all you could see were my nostrils because the light was so bright, and I couldn't figure it out. And the group that I was in, that was kind of like, we were like following each other, like, move the light back. And I'm like, it's all the way on the other side of the room. I think I'm just too pale. And all you saw were my little nostrils in this whole video. It was horrible. So nothing. Well, no, it's on Periscope. It disappeared. I don't know if I kept it. It might have downloaded. Because that would be funny.
Because can you imagine sharing that with your people? Like look at what you're doing now. Like you're interviewing people, and you started out with the nostril. Like I had hives for my first video, but you did it. So I love it. Yeah, and I want to know. I want everybody to put in their biggest reasons, justifications, biggest fears. I want to know them all. Put them all out there. We want to know every single one. And don't feel like what your fear is anything too small or too minimal, because get them out there. I agree with you, Michelle.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yes. Yeah. And the reason why I shared that story, as embarrassing as it is, like, it didn't matter. Like, I still went on. I didn't give up. You know, everybody was giving each other feedback, which is what I love about the challenge, is because, you know, you just have to be open and coachable. So,
Yes.
Okay. So what is your opinion? What is your advice to get started and just get over your fears to do it?
Let me see. Well, I want to know. Okay. It still makes me nervous. Feels like you're being criticized at the same time. You fear no one's going to watch. Okay. Yeah. No one's going to watch. Fear. I'm just reading some of the comments. Fear of what others might say or think. How many of you, drop a 3 if you've ever had a fear of like, but I don't look ready. Like I don't have, if you know, if you're a female, I know that's kind of your tribe, right? You're working with women, is like, but I don't have my makeup on, or I haven't showered, or what if I say the wrong thing? What if, you know, what if people don't want to hear what I have to say? Let's see. Yes. Still get nervous. When to stop talking. I just keep talking and then I lose thought. Totally get it, Brenda. Or the other one, like, my voice sounds weird. What if people, you know, that was my big thing. Yeah. What if somebody doesn't like my high-pitched voice that I have, or my weird, crazy cackle?
Exactly. Hello, have you heard me talk? Like, you know, people joke and call me Minnie Mouse or whatever, but I can't change my voice, even though I try to talk deeper. It still sounds squeaky, so whatever. I just go with who I am, right?
Yeah. And what if no one shows up? What if, I love Debbie's, what if no one shows up, right?
Mhm.
That's a huge one. And if you've ever had that before, comment in too. And then what if someone does show up, right? Like, it's such an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Like, but what if they show up? What do I do? And like, you just immediately start standing still, right? So yeah, what do you do? So the question, Michelle, is, you know, what are my thoughts on the reason to overcome your fears, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I used to think of it like, I used to have literally every single thing that you've all brought up, or that, you know, maybe I threw in there and mentioned, are all things that I felt as well too. And then I was recommended by a mentor that basically said, so you have all this knowledge, right? You have all this value. However, if we were to look at all of those comments, right? All those comments, we're all building a business. If you were to look at all the comments of all the fears that people have about going live, who do they revolve around? Who do they revolve around? Exactly. So we are worried about ourselves when we have knowledge, value, experiences, things we've done wrong, things we've done right to impact somebody else. So every single time you don't show up to do a live, you don't hit record, somebody else is missing out on your impact. So when you start to look at it that way, instead of listing off all the things that are fearful for you on how you show up, imagine what happens every single time you don't click that beautiful red or pink button, whatever color it is, it changes all the time.
Yeah.
But you stop someone, and I'm being like, this is one of those times where, hey, it may feel extreme. It's true if you start looking at it this way. Every time you don't hit that button, someone else doesn't get to retire from their job. Or every time you don't hit that button, some other mom doesn't get a chance to be able to put in her notice to be able to stay home with her kids. Right. Or someone else doesn't get a chance to go on that big vacation. Or someone else, including you, doesn't get a chance to up your lifestyle, increase your influence, and have people years down the road, because that's the big thing. You don't realize who you touch. You will touch more people than you even realize. And Michelle, I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you before, where, you know, you didn't think anyone was showing up, or no one's watching you when you're actually live. And then all of a sudden someone reaches out to you and goes, thank you so much for what you do because you inspired me. And they've never commented before, right? Yes. Have you ever had that?
Yes. Yes, multiple times.
Yeah. And so it's like your ability to get over yourself, and I'll throw it out just like that. I'll shoot you straight. Your inability to not get over your own ego or not get over yourself stops others from having a life that they want to have, because there are people who will not resonate with me. There's people who may not resonate with Michelle. There's people who may not resonate with other people that you see going live, but they would totally resonate with you. And when you don't go live, you are slowing down their success. So think about it that way next time you're petrified to hit that record button or hit that go live button.
Right. You have to think of it as you're a vessel of service. You're a vessel of value. And so by bringing this to people, I mean, when you asked me that question, and I remember doing this over and over, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm trusting the process. We're going to talk with Jessica about that tomorrow, and I'm sticking to it. And, you know, there's times where I was like, nobody's even showing up. I don't know if they're, you know, I need to do better on getting more engagement. Like what is wrong with me, right? Because I was turning it back towards me, right? And then I go to a party, which weren't even my friends. It was my husband's friends. And they're all like, oh my God, I watch your video all the time. Or, oh my God, what you said the other day, that really meant something. Because I was doing even mindset stuff just to help people like kind of get through certain things that I got through to make me just feel better or happier, whatever it was. Even my cousin who lives in Arizona, I would do them first thing in the morning. And she's like, oh my God, every time I get in the car, I know your video's there. So I watch it on my ride to work. And I'm like, why aren't you commenting? Why don't you say anything? She's like, I don't like to comment on Facebook, whatever. And I was like, well, you should have sent me a text. But it was like she would look forward to it every day. So here I am thinking, not that I'm ready to give up. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, how much longer should I do this? And just when you're thinking that is when things just really start happening. So you should never give up. Okay.
No.
All right. So tell me why you think live video is so powerful.
So there are very few avenues. There are very few ways to connect with someone deep in their core outside of video marketing. And I'll take it to the next level is live video. And so video, I think, is amazing no matter what, because it creates an instant connection, right? Like you actually get to have a conversation with people. People get to hear your voice. So imagine when you get on the phone with someone or you meet them in person, they go, oh my gosh, I knew exactly who you were because I've been watching your videos. I heard your voice. You have an instant rapport builder there, right? The extra sauce or like the icing on the cake when it comes to live video, live streaming is you literally have the opportunity to have conversations with people. Like how awesome is it that we get a chance to talk to Carolyn right now and to Sandra and to Brenda and have that ability we can even change the dynamic of what or the process of what we were going to do with this whole interview, because we get a chance to have all of you dictate how this works. So the power of live video is it's a true conversation, and it's a way to connect with people from all over the world to provide value and be of influence. And like you said, be of service. And I just love the fact that you get, so for some of you, if you're thinking to yourself, well, but what if nobody shows, or I don't know, like it's weird because you're kind of looking at a camera, right? Like it's kind of funky, especially if you're not doing an interview. I started to take a little tip, take a picture of maybe your husband or your wife or your spouse or like your best friend or your kids, and tape them up behind your laptop or tape them up behind your phone and pretend that you're literally just having a conversation with them. Because that's exactly what you're doing with live video, is you're having an on the spot live conversation in the moment. that I think more than anything summarizes it for me. Is it's an in the moment that you get to have with your perfect prospects that is different than you having to go and search people out. They come find you. That's I think, you know, those things are the most important thing when it comes to video, live video.
I like that idea of the picture. So my mom, you know, who's old school, is not all into this. We don't even have, at work, we don't have like cameras on the computer. So she had to do a Skype interview, right? So she's like, can you show me how to do it on, like how to turn the camera on? I'm like, well, when you open it, it's just on. It's that, because, you know, it's like all black. So I'm like, it's the camera. She's like, you just look at that, but you're not looking at someone. I'm like, I know, it's like awkward, but you just get used to it. I wish I would have known this tip before, because then she could have put it, you know.
Right. She could have put her beautiful daughter right in the back.
And I would have been like, geez, you know.
Totally.
Right. That's awesome. A good tip. I like that. Okay, so let's talk strategy. We're talking about like using live video to go to 6 figures and beyond. And one of the things you talked about is building that influence and authority. So can you talk a little bit about strategy, like what's your strategy going live, or what suggestions can you give to start someone from not making 6 figures to kind of build that authority?
So the first thing that I'll share, I think the first thing that I'll share is setting, and you already talked about this a little bit, Michelle, and how many of you do really want to blow up your business? That's what I want to know actually first, is comment in with an emoji, right? I'm going to do my heart hand, you know, physical emoji, but put an emoji in if you're like, you know, these next few months are going to be those breakthrough months for you. And I know Michelle can help you do that, which is awesome. That's even more reason to get into the challenge. And if they haven't done so yet, you're going to tell them how to do it, right?
Yes.
How to get into the challenge. Because if it were me, like, don't even hesitate. That's like, how, you know, why wouldn't you want to kickstart your business like that? And get the guidance from Michelle. So for me, the first thing about blowing up your business is the expectation that the little things will snowball into mass momentum as long as you continue to consistently show up. So when it comes to Facebook Lives, when it comes to my approach with Facebook Live, or honestly with anything, is consistency and quality. For me personally, consistency and quality are essential, as well as sprint periods. Okay. So what I mean is that for a lot of people, you know, we're told like, be consistent, have quality, show up consistently in your business every single day, provide a ton of value. I agree. And what I can share with you from what I know from our experience is that there's also a balance between that, between showing up, doing those results producing activities or behaviors. And then there's also a time to hustle your butt off for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to create momentum. So here's what I mean by that. Okay. Let me give you a couple of examples. So when we started out and we started to get a lot of growth in our business, like where I would say literally the turning point for us when it came to getting like massive momentum, 6 figures was what we wanted. That was in our sights. That was the result that we wanted to have. We wanted to do it in 12 months. And we cut, so this was before live stream. However, I want you to think of the same process. We cut 30 videos, which this is a little extreme, in a 3-day weekend. All right. We utilized the same process. We cut 30 videos in a 3-day weekend. Now, how do you transition that into lives? My suggestion would be doing some kind of kickstart Facebook Live challenge for yourself, whether it's 5 days, whether it's 7 days, whether it's 14 days. And Michelle, maybe afterwards we can talk about what you recommend. Whether it's 30 days, have some sort of kickoff for yourself. Okay. Now this is a time for you to think about you. This is for yourself, right? It's to help you get into a routine, and it's to help you almost like success is going to feel like the wall you have to go through is this tiny. And in order to actually break through that teeny tiny little barrier, because your body can't fit, you've got to have like, you got to shove a bunch of stuff into it, right? So it kind of blows open. That's what the initial push is for. And then the second part of that is just continually showing up and continually being consistent. So you'll see that in our business, you'll see in Michelle's business, there's moments of push, right? Mm-hmm. Moments of quick little 7-day sprints, 14-day sprints, 30-day sprints, where it's like flex your hustle muscles and get yourself going. And then there's strategy each week on how you show up. So for example, for me, when it comes to lives, I do a live as much as I possibly can, unless something happens in my schedule, once a week on my fan page every Tuesday at 2:00 Pacific Standard Time. And I do that because I want to condition my people that I know, if I'm just kind of all over the place and I'm doing, like one live this week and then I take 3 weeks off and then I do another live, or I do 8 lives and then I take 6 weeks off, which is kind of the norm for most people. Mm-hmm. If you pick just one way to be consistent and you start doing maybe one live a week, and you do it the same time, every week, with something that is like functional for you, you can start to expand. And then maybe you start doing 2 lives a week, which is what I do now. I do one in our group and I do one on my fan page. And with the ability to be able to, and Michelle, I know you do this, you boost your lives, mm-hmm. That gives you mass exposure. So you don't have to think in your head that you have to do 20, 30 lives a week forever. Look mm-hmm. at your business when it comes to live streaming as what can give you that quick push to get yourself over the hump, get your viewers to start recognizing you, and then set up your consistent schedule. So what do you think, Michelle, when it comes to like those blitzes? What do you suggest? Because I know you're kind of the live queen. So what do you suggest?
Well, I think it depends on what your strategy is, because anything that you do, you want to have some sort of strategy, right? Like with the end in mind, if you will. Yeah. And remind me, I'm going to ask you a question on that too. So for me, when I first started, I did at least 30 days because I was kind of like getting the swing of things. I was not going for just the nostrils and that whole ghost look. So like I wanted to see, I remember one of the first ones I did, the whole video came, like I was like sideways on the screen.
I did those too.
Because, sometimes Facebook changes things and not everybody gets it. So I'm like, I'm going to go horizontal and then the thing, whatever. So it was just trying to figure out which times my people were going to show up. So sometimes at the beginning, it was kind of like, seeing, then asking, okay, let me try in the morning, the afternoon. So the 30 days really got me comfortable. It got me getting those insights as to when everybody was going to show up. That's what worked for me. Mm-hmm. And then what I wanted to ask you is, we were talking, you had mentioned, and we talked, I forget when, about like, let's say launching your business. So let's say somebody's either new or they changed companies, or they want to relaunch and kind of like get the word out there. How long would you say that they should kind of show up and kind of give their presence, build that influence and authority before they actually like officially launch?
Got it. So it's totally up to you. You can always launch like immediately. However, you have to go back to the expectation and the understanding is if you choose to launch immediately and you don't, what we always talk about is we talk about like 4 categories for mass momentum, and you have to have them consistently in your business, or else you're not going to see the results that you want to see. So you have to grow a network, engage with that network, promote to the network, and appreciate your network, right? That's what creates a family. That's what creates your tribe. And the cool thing about live streaming is you can do all 4 of those consistently, like literally over and over and over again. You may have even seen that Michelle and I are doing that with you now. So when it comes to, if you wanted to, you literally could hop on social media and launch your business in like tomorrow, like relaunch your business let people know that you're going to be doing, you've got incentive bonuses, you've got a free Facebook group that they can join, and you're going to be promoting that for 7 days.
Right.
Understand that if you are brand new, okay, maybe you don't have the guidance from somebody like Michelle yet, the expectation is to just get yourself out there. So I would take away the expectation of, okay, well, I'm going to launch my business live via video, and I'm going to get all these customers and all these teammates. Like, take that pressure off and understand that you could go and you could launch right now. Now, if you're one of those people that want to be a little bit more strategic, and maybe you're starting to work on, individually prospecting people on social media, or you're doing a lot of offline strategies, which is great too. Don't stop doing those. What I would suggest is spend the next 30 days building up that influence, providing value, listen to the strategies that Michelle gives you on how to actually do that, how to strategically use lives to grow your influence, to attract your tribe. And I would say take about 30 days to get people to know you. And then after those 30 days, start to actually relaunch your business. The cool thing about social media, and especially about live streaming and about, just building your business online, is that you could be in a company, you could have been in a company for the last 30 years, and you can launch it online. And launch a new method that you're doing, or launch a new challenge that you're doing. And that's the power of what you're able to do. I just always suggest that if you want to kind of grow your presence, or maybe you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of people yet, spend the next 30 days, provide just a ton of value, build the relationships, because then you'll hopefully see a different impact when you actually go and launch your business, or reopen your business, or relaunch your business after that.
I love that. Okay, so let me ask you, when we're talking about, because everybody that's going to be doing this, drop a 3 in the comments below, say, I'm going for it, and I'm going to put these strategies, like going live is like in my vision to like crush it in September, right? Okay, so when we're talking about going to 6 figures and beyond, what is your advice on either going live on your business or your profile page?
Sure. And that's an awesome question, because I think that's probably one of the things that throws people off the most. When it comes to growing a 6-figure business, here's the deal. You can grow a 6-figure business without having a fan page. Okay? You can grow a business if you're great at building relationships, at connecting with people, and especially in network marketing, getting people to also enroll other people, right? With however your comp plan is done to create that growth. So the big thing is it's all about connection, okay? Now I put that out there, and I also recommend, because here's the thing, it's like, everybody wants the what's better, what should I do, how should I start? Start with wherever you're most visible, okay? And the reason I say that is because when it comes to growing a 6-figure business, you can grow a 6-figure business without a fan page. You can. However, you're going to have to hustle. It's going to take a little bit more hustle muscle, personal time, personal connections. And the big thing that I want to share is, like, think of short-term and long-term growth. So when I think of growing a company, when I think of growing a business, when I think of growing a brand, even like when I talked about short-term sprints and long-term consistent strategy, it's the same thing. So do I build through a fan page? Do I build through a personal profile? Start with where you're most visible. Start with where you're going to have the most interaction with people, or start with where you're most comfortable. Like, if you're one of those people that's like, I don't want my family and friends all up in my business, then start your lives on your fan page. Just know that you have to grow that presence, and it might take some time. So for me, it's not a either or, it's each are an enhancement of each other. I view a fan page and going live on your fan page as creating a long-term presence. Like, you have the opportunity to grow a mass following of people that then you can scale that business. Like, you can actually create advertisements for it. You can create mass exposure. So I think it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. And If you already have a presence on your personal profile, then yes, do both, or take what you have on your fan page and share it on your personal profile. That's what I think when it comes to which one do I do. Look at your fan page as long-term growth of building out your people, your presence, and then your personal is a way for you to get kick-started, get moving fast, and not have to worry about maybe some of the other technical stuff. That makes sense? Uh-oh. Oh no. Did you lose?
My internet cut out. Okay, so after having a little bit of a freak out moment, I'm like, you know what? This is live video. This is what happens to the best of us. So I knew it wouldn't be a problem because I know that you got a lot of great information from what Kate shared with us on how to grow your business to six figures and beyond. So make sure you click on the link below, grab your Go Live checklist, get in my Facebook group so we can start working together and so you can start crushing your business because I know that you are definitely going to be beyond six figures before you know it. So take care, and I will see you soon.